if Anthony Joshua, yeah, was to overcome Daniel Dubois come Saturday evening, yeah, if Anthony Joshua was to become a three-time heavyweight champion of the world, where would you rank him? You know, that's my question for you, the viewers today. Where would you rank Anthony Joshua, you know, in history, in terms of his greatness, in terms of where'd you put him ahead of? You know, you got the likes of Lennox Lewis, Tyson Fury, Frank Bruno, if you go back as far as Henry Cooper, you know, you go, what's his name, David Hay, you know, you've got some great British heavyweights there as well. So where would you rank Anthony Joshua? Now, the reason why I ask this is because if we look at Anthony Joshua, I know Anthony Joshua has his flaws, right? He's got 3 defeats. He lost against Andy Ruiz, and then he lost twice to Alexander Usyk. Look, Alexander Usyk is elite, amazing fighter, generational talent. There's no shame, yeah, in losing to Alexander Usyk. But let's look at the body of work of Anthony Joshua, the opponents that he's fought, the work that he's put in. And, you know, a lot of us forget that Anthony Joshua started boxing like when he, I think, 17, 18. Do you know what I mean? He went to the Olympics, won the gold, came back, became the heavyweight champion of the world. And one thing we need to remember, when we're talking about greatness, yeah, when we're talking about who's the greatest British boxer of all time, who's the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time, what we actually looking at, is it all about the opponents that you face? For example, if you look at Lennox Lewis, he fought Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. Like, Lennox Lewis fought some killers, you know what I mean? He fought is it Vladimir Klitschko he fought? No, he fought Vitaly Klitschko. Do you know what I mean? So Lennox Lewis, he fought some tough opponents as well. But I feel like Lennox Lewis fought some of his opponents, like Mike Tyson. I think he fought Mike Tyson a little bit after Mike Tyson was already like done. If Mike Tyson wasn't in his pomp, in his prime, you know, you got the likes of Frank Bruno. He's in there, one of the greatest British heavyweight boxers of all time. But I just want to say, like, when we're looking at heavyweight boxing, yeah, and we're looking at Anthony Joshua, like, in terms of greatness, is it just about the opponents that you face? Is it that you take into account like the impact you've had on boxing, like the amount of people's lives that you've changed, like when you come into the sport, the amount of people that have taken up the sport of boxing because of you, like the influence that you've had on communities and the youngsters and stuff like that. Like, do you guys and girls at home take that into account when you're deciding who's the greatest boxer of all time, you know, who's in your top 10, top 5 list? Because I do. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just looking at the opponents that you fought. Obviously, look, that's obviously when it comes to pure boxing, you know, the opponents that you take on is vital. Do you know what I mean? If you fought the best in your era, you fought them, win or lose. But if you took on all comers, yeah, definitely massive respect to you. Yeah? So we have to take that into consideration. But when I look at Joshua, yeah, the greatness of Joshua, I'm not just looking at like some of the opponents he's taken on and stuff like that. But I'm looking at like the impact Joshua has had on heavyweight boxing, especially the heavyweight division. Like, I feel like before Joshua came in, the heavyweight division was dead, didn't it? Like, when the likes of Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, when they all retired, yeah, obviously you had a period, you know, with the Klitschko domination, you know, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, they were just dominating and they were fighting over in Germany. It was boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, the heavyweight division, no one's paying attention to it. Do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury went over there, beat Vladimir Klitschko, won the belt, came back, but it still didn't have the same impact. I just feel like when Anthony Joshua went to the Olympics, won that gold, especially because the Olympics were in London, yeah? Anthony Joshua won the gold, came back, like the impact that it had, you know, on British heavyweight boxing was massive. Do you know what I mean? People were taking up boxing. You see new kids turning up in gyms all over the country. People wanted to be Anthony Joshua. And when he turned pro, signed his contract with Matchroom, like, that was a significant moment in British boxing. He changed a lot. Like, a lot of the money that you see now boxers getting, like, forget Turki Al Sheikh and Riyadh season, but I'm talking about before them. Heavyweights started making a lot more money when Joshua came into the equation. Now, let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. You know, we can debate this. We can talk about it. We can have conversations, whatever you want to do. But I feel like the heavyweight division started generating more money when Joshua came into it. Like, his popularity, like filling up the O2, filling up Wembley, you know, with heavyweight fighters. Like, Joshua done that. Do you know what I mean? I know Carl Froch will claim he did 90,000 at Wembley, etc., etc. So he'll have a lot to say about that. But I'm talking heavyweight division. Like Joshua just rejuvenated the whole division, brought more money, more eyes into it. Do you know what I mean? What do you call it? TV networks wanted to invest more in heavyweight boxing because of Joshua. Do you know what I mean? And also Joshua's popularity brought him endorsement deals and such like with Under Armour. So many deals out there like, that we never really seen before. Like before Joshua came in, we've never really seen that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what makes Joshua great. Is not just what he's achieved inside the ring, but is what he's achieved outside of it. Do you know what I mean? The eyes that he's brought back into the heavyweight division. Do you know what I mean? The popularity of it, the money, the revenue generated, you know, in the heavyweight division. In boxing, like Joshua's played a big, massive part in that. And we can't deny that. We can't deny that. Now, whether you at home or any other boxing expert, etc., if you take that into account, if you consider that as one of the elements, yeah, that makes a boxer great, that ranks him higher, let me know, because some people might only base it purely on fighting, purely on boxing. But if we look at Muhammad Ali, yeah, Muhammad Ali is considered one of the greatest fighters of all time, yeah. And in fact, he's probably number one in most people's eyes, yeah. And Muhammad Ali is often called the people's champ. And Muhammad Ali lost a few times in a boxing ring. Like I wouldn't say Muhammad Ali was the most skillful boxer. Do you know what I mean? He had a heart. But if we look now, yeah, if we watch some of the videos, like the amount of punishment that he took, we would, you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't really say he was the most pure, best boxer of all time. But why is Muhammad Ali called, you know, why is Muhammad Ali ranked so high in most people's estimation and in most people's list as the number one of all greatest of all time? Yeah, I think it's because what Muhammad Ali also achieved outside the ring. Do you know what I mean? His defiance not going to fight in the Vietnam War. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the antics outside the ring. Do you know what I mean? Like Muhammad Ali was like bigger. He was bigger than boxing. Do you know what I mean? Like he was just everyone just adored him, loved him, his character, persona, and everything. He was a personality more than just a boxer. And that's what we love about Muhammad Ali. And that's why I think a lot of people rank him so highly. Do you know what I mean? He's number one in most people's list. But I don't think that's purely just on boxing. I'm not saying Joshua is on that same level as Muhammad Ali when it comes to personality and getting himself out there and being the people's champ. I feel like Joshua is far from the people's champ because I don't feel like he's connected as much as he should. Do you know what I mean? He has connected, but not as much as he could be. He doesn't speak out politically in a lot of issues. And when he did speak out, people went against him. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like now Anthony Joshua will be even more hesitant to get involved in the politics and stuff like that. But Muhammad Ali wasn't. He speak out more, civil rights and so many movements that he got involved in. I feel that's why a lot of people rank Muhammad Ali so highly. So now we've determined that it's not just about boxing, is it? It's also the things that you do outside the ring. So taking that into consideration, what Joshua has achieved in British boxing, what the revenue that he's brought in, the popularity of it and everything like that. The likes of Tyson Fury are able now to make big money. Daniel Dubois, do you know what I mean? Derek Chisora, all these guys are making good money now. Do you know what I mean? Because Anthony Joshua's impact was so massive in the heavyweight division that he allowed all these other boxers to make big money, and that's trickled down. Do you know what I mean? I'll even say Turki Al Sheikh and Riyadh Season, this has all come about. You have to kind of thank Anthony Joshua for that as well. So for me, yeah, Anthony Joshua will have to be ranked highly. If you're looking at in terms of impact that he's had, he has to be ranked. He has to be up there in the top 5 of all time. You can't deny. Whether you have him at number 1, 2, 3, or 5, it doesn't matter any. You have to rank him up there just purely on the impact that he has. And also, if you're looking at fights as well, like he's a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, if he beats Daniel Dubois on Saturday night on the 21st of September at Wembley in front of 95,000 people, he becomes a 3 times heavyweight champion of the world. Now, whoever you believe Daniel Dubois is the legitimate IBF heavyweight champion of the world, that's another thing, because the IBF have crowned him the heavyweight champion of the world. So, in our eyes, on paper, Daniel Dubois is a champion. So, if Anthony Joshua beats him, he takes the belt off him, and he becomes a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, that's a great achievement. That is a great. He joins an elite group if he wins that belt 3 times, and he will have the opportunity to go for undisputed. Now, whether that's Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk, we're going to have to wait until December and see the result of that. But if Anthony Joshua becomes a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, surely you have to rank him up there, top 5 at least. You have to put him up there, not just what he's achieved in the ring, but the impact he's had on heavyweight boxing, especially in British boxing. Yeah, the impact that he's had, it's undeniable. You can't deny Anthony Joshua. So, you're going to have to really consider and look carefully at your list of the greatest British heavyweight boxers of all time. Now, if we look globally, of all time, obviously, Anthony Joshua still got some achievement, a long way to go before he achieves that. But domestically, I'm talking in the UK, in terms of British heavyweights, I'm ranking Joshua up there top 3, man. Obviously, you're going to have Lennox Lewis up there simply because of the great achievements in the ring. You know what I mean? Undisputed champion, countless defenses, and the opponents that he faced, although some of them were a little bit off their prime, but Lennox Lewis, you got to rank him number 1. Now is where you put Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Between Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, where do you rank 2 and 3? You let me know in the comments, but I put Anthony Joshua number 2 after Lennox Lewis, simply because he's achieved so much. His impact in the heavyweight division for British boxing, I think it's like crazy. Like, I don't think anyone's ever had that type of impact in the British heavyweight boxing than Anthony Joshua. In fact, British boxing, period. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything that he's brought into boxing, like, it's undeniable for Anthony Joshua. And what he's achieved in the ring as well. Like, if he becomes 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, come on. Do you know what I mean? What other British heavyweight champions have done that? Do you know what I mean? So Anthony Joshua joins an elite group, and you let me know, man. Let me know what you think. And look, it's just my opinion. I'm putting it across, and I just wanted us to have this conversation. If Anthony Joshua does do it on Saturday, come on, you have to put him up there amongst one of the greatest fighters of all time. But let me know, man. Let me know who you got. Maybe you might have Frank Bruno up there. You might think Frank Bruno will batter Joshua, is better than Joshua. It's up to you. Let me know in the comments. You might think he's David Haye. Some people might have David Haye ahead of Anthony Joshua. Let me know in the comments. You might have Tyson Fury. All respect to Tyson Fury. I really like Tyson Fury. I like his fighting style, the Gypsy King, his A game. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel like Tyson Fury, like, he benefited a lot from the popularity of Anthony Joshua. Do you know what I mean? He's benefited a lot from that rivalry. I don't think Tyson Fury would be as popular if there was not Anthony Joshua. But I think like Anthony Joshua will still be popular without Tyson Fury. If you get what I mean. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let me know in the comments. I'll really appreciate that. This is just a, you know what I mean? Just a quick one. Just wanted to have this little conversation about who is the greatest of all time. I've got Anthony Joshua at number 2 after Lennox Lewis. Feel free to let me know in the comments who you think is the greatest of all time, and I'll really appreciate. Once again, don't forget, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I'll really appreciate that. Thank you for watching EMGM Sports. It's your boy Enzo. Until the next one, peace.